Raptor fans, welcome back. Just a quick little update. Me and my brother did a video on Ben Simmons and all the trade rumors going around with him, trade speculations, and the Raptors being one of the teams that were interested in him heavily, along with the Kings and the Timberwolves. But his preference clearly was going to one of the California teams. But now with all the drama that's happening within the organization of the Philadelphia 76ers, he doesn't care. He doesn't care at this point, apparently. Chris Broussard, who's a Fox Sports analyst, has come out and said that Ben Simmons at this point does not care where he goes, and he's open to Toronto, Minnesota, Sacramento, wherever it is, he's willing to go. And I don't know if this changes anything, but if the asking price is still the same, then obviously it doesn't change that much. But for the Raptors, they have been very consistent and very persistent with going after Ben Simmons. We just don't know what kind of assets they're willing to part with. But for the most part, if Ben Simmons is willing to commit to these other teams that he initially said he wasn't willing to commit to, that opens a lot more doors and a lot more conversation when it comes to the trade talks. But yeah, that's just a little update that came out after I made the video with my brother. So enjoy the rest of the video, and we'll see you soon. Peace! Welcome back to the Airborne Podcast. I'm your host, G. There's no Big Boy Braz, but we got Thanos back on the podcast.
We do.
Now, this topic that we're going to get on is a little bit of a roller coaster ride, so Raptor fans, brace yourselves. But even before the Raptors offseason started, there have been Ben Simmons rumors surrounding the Toronto Raptors. And to be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of this, especially because Daryl Morey is smoking something that's on another level. His asking price for Ben Simmons, especially after the atrocious playoff run he had against the Hawks, it doesn't make any sense. Like, he's basically trying to like heist whatever team that, you know, falls for that. He really thinks that Bobby Webster and Masai Ujiri are on that same good that he's on. We gave up DeMar and Jakob Poeltl for Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green. So, like, what in the world does he think, like, makes him think that we're going to, like, mortgage our whole future for one piece, right? And some of these trades that are coming out, like, it's getting to the point where it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't even take any of those, like, trades serious because, like, it's like we get Ben Simmons and we give up half our roster. That's what it looks like. And for the most part, I feel like if they do a realistic trade, maybe like a 1-for-1 Pascal for Ben Simmons, something realistic like that, maybe a couple pick swaps, I'd be open to it. But right now, based off what it looks like, the Raptors, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Sacramento Kings seem like the most interested from what's coming out from the reports. But Anujan, enough with my talking, enough of me talking. You give me your first take on what you think about these rumors coming out about Ben Simmons coming to the Raptors.
I think when it first came out, I was kind of, I don't know, I was more intrigued by it. Just like, I know he can't shoot the three, but like he could play the power forward or center position. Like with the team we have right now, I feel like he could fit that role. But after he said that he wants to play for a California team, I'm like, no, I'm not in for it, because I feel like it's going to be like the same situation with Kawhi. Like, how long is his contract?
He signed like a max contract a year or two ago, so he has like 4 years left.
So he has. Oh, okay. So, but 4 years. Still, yeah. But like, I mean, even he said he wants to play for an LA Lakers, Clippers, or Golden State Warriors team. That's what he said. He wanted to play for one of those three teams. And if he gets traded to the Raptors, I just feel like at some point he's going to ask for a trade or something, like try to mess it up. And it's going to be so pointless. If he could stay fully invested and just focus on his three-point shooting and do it well, because our development team is really good. If he could see past the whole California team, playing for that team, and just focus on playing on the Raptors and just like develop his whole offensive game, the sky's the limit for him, man. This guy can really do well. Like I know he did terrible in the playoffs, and I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like he'd fit well in our system. Like, just not the threes, but like he can drive, and I feel like the development team could really help him become the player he needs to become.
One thing I want to say, like you mentioned, the California teams, definitely Lakers, Clippers are out of the picture in terms of that. Phoenix obviously doesn't need them. They're another team that's in that same Pacific division.
Yeah.
Sacramento and Golden State are two teams that are interested for sure. You also got Portland, who's been rumored because of Dame Lillard.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally, I feel like, Philadelphia for the longest time have been misusing him at the point guard position, knowing that like this is a perimeter-oriented league now. And if a guy is playing point and can't shoot the three or doesn't want to shoot the three, it's going to be a recipe for disaster.
Exactly, yeah.
And for the Raptors, they got playmakers like Fred VanVleet, Malachi Flynn. I don't know what the trade would look like, but if it's a 1-for-1 with a few picks and a few swaps, I'm okay with it with Pascal and Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
If you look at Ben Simmons' size, you mentioned power forward center position. He could be like a LeBron James in the Miami Heat uniform where he's in the post making us, facilitating the ball, right? He doesn't have to be in the perimeter. And the Raptors have good facilitators. So I feel like if he was on our team and if he is fully invested with that Toronto Raptors mentality, I feel like he'll definitely succeed with our developmental program. Yeah. He can develop a post game. Obviously, he likes playing around the rim. He can finish well in the rim, like around the rim. And I do see flashes of it, like you've seen him in previous years.
Yeah.
We're always about recency bias, right? We always think about what recently happened. So we don't look at the good things that he's done in the past. And one specific moment I can think of is when Joel Embiid was out last season against the Utah Jazz. He dropped 42 points.
Yeah.
So he has the potential there. It's just he doesn't want to shoot the three. But we know that that's just one aspect of the game that's a weakness for him when he has many strengths, right? Playmaking, defense, his basketball IQ is off the charts. And I really do think he can, play well because like the Philadelphia 76ers have never put him at power forward center because Joel Embiid is such a beast. They need him in that position, right?
Yeah.
But when he has a floor spread out for himself, kind of like a Giannis system, he'll definitely be able to flourish if you just surround him around with shooters. And the Raptors can definitely do that. And he's as big as Kem Birch, and Kem Birch plays the center position for us, right? Like he's the same size, if not bigger than him weight-wise.
Yeah, he's like 6'10", right?
Yeah, 6'10", and I'm sure he weighs more than Kem Birch.
Yeah.
But if he can develop that three-point shot, bro.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It would be crazy for him.
LeBron 2.0. Like, it's crazy to think because, like, he's got that money now. He loves the LA life. He wants to be in LA full-time. Like, he's not even thinking about basketball.
Yeah, he just got the money. Now he's just focusing on, like, he's just doing his own thing now.
76ers say, his mindset's not fully there. He doesn't have that Mamba mentality, and he's just spoiled. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, even I remember seeing a video on, I think it was an interview with Kobe. He was just saying how, like, Ben Simmons, if he just got a shot, just got that 3-point shooting in his arsenal, he'd be one of the top few players in the league right now.
Yeah, I mean, like
in my opinion, yeah.
Yeah, one of the best in the league. I mean, he can shoot it. He doesn't really have a broken shot. He just needs to want to shoot it. He needs to want.
He just needs a confidence. He just needs a confidence to shoot it. That's it.
And free throw.
I just feel like if Daryl Morey just gets off that crack and like actually makes a solid trade, like we do like a 1-for-1, like what you mentioned. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I just feel like he would do so well with us. He even mentioned that he doesn't want to play for the Sixers anymore. Like the coach, everyone is all that relationship is all damaged. Like there's no point of like fixing it.
Yeah, because
it's already done.
Because Doc Rivers said like he doesn't know if he's a future point guard for a time. If he's not, I think he was asked a question by a reporter if Doc Rivers thought Ben Simmons was a championship point guard, and he's like, I don't know at this point. And then Joel Embiid obviously talks some shit. So Ben Simmons says, fuck this. But even if he doesn't shoot the three-pointer, if he can develop a mid-range shot and make his free throws, that's good enough as a starting point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like a game against the Raptors, he literally made 12 of 12 free throws or 12 for 13 free throws last season. Like he shot, I was even surprised. I'm like, damn, this guy worked on his like free throw shooting. And then when he comes, and then in the playoffs, I'm like, bro, where did that go? Like, like they're hacking him. He's getting nervous. I know Philadelphia crowd can be rough, but if you put in that work, they love that shit. They love those blue-collar guys. They love that grit and grind mentality. If you invest your soul into Philly, they'll invest their soul into you. And that's how Toronto Raptor fans are too. You see guys like, Junkyard Dog 2.0. You see guys like DeMar DeRozan when Chris
Biyombo.
Yeah, Bismack Biyombo didn't have a game. He plays like Ben Simmons, if not worse, like in terms of his mid-range game, shooting free throws. But
he had the energy.
He had the energy. He brought that loving personality, that winning mentality, and that's what gets our fans going, right? DeMar DeRozan, right when Chris Bosh left, he was a rookie or going into his second year, and he was like, I got us. And he put the work in, and he was obviously a better mid-range shooter, but they just love guys who commit to Toronto. And if he can do that, if he doesn't turn off that LA mentality, like you have an off season for that, right? And you got tons of things you can do in Toronto. Just hopefully you don't do too many things and ruin your career like that. But Toronto is a crazy city to have fun too.
Yeah.
And this will be the first season in a year and a half where we're playing back in Toronto. So Toronto fans are thirsty. Jurassic Park is thirsty for some Raptors basketball, like some home games, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to come on and like talk about that. I know like people are talking shit and saying, yo, we don't need this busty ass, like we don't need this like buster ass, whatever you want to call it. Like they're like, if you don't want to commit to the Raptors, if you don't want to come here, like we don't need you, right? It's kind of like that Goran Dragic mentality. The fans are just kind of like, we don't need him. But for us, honestly, I know if there's a coach in the league that can find a way to use Ben Simmons at his highest level, it's Nick Nurse. And he likes to tweak the roster. He likes to go back and forth. He likes to get like very creative with his lineups, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know at one point, if Ben Simmons does end up on our team somehow, he'll put him at the center position, and that'll be something scary to behold, because imagine a guy with that kind of IQ playing at the center position.
Exactly.
It's like a Marcus Gasol.
Yeah, exactly.
It's facilitating, right? Even though he can't shoot the three as well. Hopefully, if he has a change of scenery, maybe his mentality will change.
Yeah, hopefully. And
I mean, is he hating on the Raptors because we beat him in that run for the championship? I mean, that's the best chance they had since then.
Yeah.
They haven't really had much success, right?
Not really.
But are you, just a final question before we wrap this up. Would you be mad if Ben Simmons was a Raptor?
No, I wouldn't be mad. I would actually be happy. I'd be excited to see him play. Like I mentioned earlier, I just want him to be fully invested in any team he plays in. Like, just if it's not the Raptors, like I don't think you have the right to pick what team you want to play for when you're getting traded,
Especially when you're under contract.
Yeah, under contract, and how shitty you played in the playoffs. You have no right to pick what team you want to play for. I think you just play for whatever team you get traded to and just show them what you can do. Just build that confidence in the threes, or like just fit in the system. That's it. And then just excel in it. That's all.
If Daryl Morey can stop smoking whatever that crack is that
I don't
get off his high horse and pull that stick out of his ass. Right?
Yeah.
If he wants a real trade and doesn't want this to become a problem going into the season, the Raptors will be willing to make an offer make a trade that's reasonable. Pascal Siakam obviously said he wants to stay in Toronto. Messiah come out and said that he's not trading Pascal. So I don't know what the Ben Simmons trade would look like. I hope Fred VanVleet isn't in that trade. But honestly,
no, I hope not. No.
But I mean, I'm trying to pick who are they trading? They're definitely not trading OG, so I don't see who.
Yeah, I don't know.
They get back.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? Chris Boucher, Malachi Flynn, and like what? I'm thinking
picks. I don't know.
Picks and stuff.
It's difficult because it's got to match the salary too, right? Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen these dumbass trades that are just pissing me off every day.
Yeah.
First, it was. Sorry.
No. That's one. I was just adding on to you. It's like it's pissing me off too.
First, it was like some trade before Kyle Lowry left to Miami in a sign-in trade. It was like Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, like 3 picks and like 3 swaps.
No. It was Kyle Lowry, VanVleet, OG, the number 4 pick, and then a few other picks. Yeah.
Now some dumbass trade that came out saying Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes, 3 picks, 3 first-round picks, and 3 swaps. Yo, whoever's coming up with this, I hope this isn't coming out of the Philadelphia camp, bro, because like, oh my Lord. It's on site if we see Daryl Morey.
I don't know what I don't know how that guy has a job right now. I don't understand how he has a job.
I mean, he did a really good job with the Houston Rockets. Almost got a championship. If it wasn't for that dynasty team in Golden State.
No, he's being dumb right now. He's trying to rinse out. He's trying to get as much as he can with Ben Simmons, even though he did so horrible in the playoffs. Everyone's looking at that particular moment.
Yeah,
they're not looking at before that. Like, yeah, he did well before, but like they're looking at right now, like what he did in the last season.
Yeah, for sure.
And he didn't do well at all. Like he was so shy to shoot the ball or go in the paint. Like there's one moment I remember in the playoffs when they're playing Atlanta where he had an open layup or a dunk and he passed it to Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah, because he didn't want to shoot the free throws.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, bro, like, I don't know.
You almost turned into Jonas Valanciunas right now.
I almost disappeared.
But yeah, for him, bro, like he just needs to, regular season basketball, it's all fun and games. You can drop all the numbers you want, but that same mentality, that same energy, you're gonna have to want that same smoke in the playoffs. Like,
exactly.
You want all the smoke in the regular season. You try to step up to Kyle Lowry a few seasons ago when we came into Philly. You said, come to the back. If you're that guy, show that on the floor. When you're on the floor, play your game. You're number one pick for a reason in the 2016 draft. Show why you're number one. Develop your game. Don't stand in the same, your game has been the same for 5 years, bro. Like, come on.
Anything has been declining at this point because everyone's seen him at his highest in the beginning when he first came into the league. They thought, oh man, this guy's gonna be so good, and then he just went down after that.
I think the best thing is he needs to be on a team, like I said, Giannis system with the center that can spread the floor, so he has all the space in the world to do his thing. And I think Raptors can provide that. And if that's the case, he can play point and run down the floor. But at the same time, if that doesn't work, we can put him at the power forward center position, making plays out of the post for our guards and our forwards, outside of the 3-point line.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you like the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to it. What are y'all waiting for? Stop slacking, bro. And we'll be back. If any more news pops up, we will be back. But till then, stay blessed, stay woke, and please stay safe. Peace.
Yeah. The price I want for sure you gon' need.